Hey, 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 you beautiful twin flames, and welcome back to Tarot for You 444. Look what's about to happen. We're about to check in with the Divine Masculine. Now, I've been away for a big minute, lots of reasons, so I won't go into all the reasons. But one of the biggest reasons was that my phone wasn't compatible with the new YouTube app. I'm not a very materialistic person, so I kind of go, well, I don't really want to go spending money when I could potentially help other people with that money, on a expensive phone. However, if any of you would like to help me to get a new phone, my link for donations is in the description box below. Would just make my life a little bit easier. I'm not sure how much a new phone is, but I'm pretty sure, I think it's a lot, right? So we're going to do a check-in with the Divine Masculine today. There is a lot going on. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. I am a psychic medium, and I am also a channeler. I use the cards really for entertainment purposes, but I already kind of know what's going to happen today. So let's get straight in, because it's been a while. I don't want to go blah 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 about nothing. Much to do about nothing. But can you hear the trumpets? Can you hear them? Can you hear the banjos? This is what I look like without glasses, in case you were wondering. But can you hear the trumpets and the banjos playing for the Divine Masculine right now? It's very loud, do 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 do, dang 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 dang. That's kind of what's going on for him. It's like, all of a sudden, before I even draw the cards, it's like this, I'm here, do 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 do, like when royalty's here, do 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 do, I'm here and I'm showing off, I'm amazing. And then they go back into their cave and they're playing the banjo. So it's like ding 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 ding, and the Divine Feminine's going, I'm really bored. What is going on right now? So let's see. Whew. Whoa. Can you feel it? I feel like singing that song. Can you feel it? Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Say Geronimo, say Geronimo. It's this exciting feeling, and then there's this really big pause. So the Divine Masculine right now is in this weird place of, the world is a scary place. I don't feel safe in the world. It's a very easy energy to feel right now, especially with what's been going on in the world. So he has this idea that I'm not good enough, right? This is mastership upside down. I'm going to work, I'm coming home, I'm eating, I'm going to bed, I'm going to work, I'm coming home, I'm eating, I'm going to bed. It's this, I don't want to be doing this, but this, society forces me to do this. Society forces me into this position where I'm feeling disappointed, okay? I'm feeling disappointed with my life. I really have nothing to offer the feminine right now. And remember, we're going, peaks and troughs. This is coming and going, this energy, right? So 1 minute they're fine, and then they go into this yucky energy. And on the card here it says disappointment in love, disappointment in the world, and then detachment. So when I'm disappointed, I'm going to detach, because that's going to be what makes me feel better. So then there's this energy of, what is the reward that I get for doing all of this stuff? Right? So I'm chasing I'm chasing this money. I'm doing this thing for my family that they really want me to do, right? But where is it getting me? Because he's still alone. You can see him still alone. So he's trying to bear the fruits of something good. But then there's this feeling of I'm still alone. I'm really alone. Goodness me, what does that say? Ennui, right? So I don't know what ennui means, but to me it kind of rhymes with energy. And I feel like this is the divine feminine coming through in the reading. Like, I want your energy. I've had to give it to myself because you're not showing up. And when you do show up, it's sporadic, right? Like we say, I'm here, divine masculine's here, it's amazing, everything's amazing. And then he goes back into this cocoon or back into this cave and says, I'm going to detach. Very interesting energy. We also have the King of Swords. Some of you had an argument or a discussion or a disgruntlement, my new word for the day, with your divine masculine, right? And, divine feminine's kind of going, what is going on? Is he on a whole nother wavelength than me? Like, how could it be that we were okay and then we're not okay, and then it feels like everything was fine and then it wasn't? And this could be years ago. This doesn't necessarily mean right now, but there's this poverty here, it's this toxicity here. And the divine masculine, he's doing this toxic behavior, this 3D matrix behavior, because he has to. So he's in the matrix working, or saying, I'm so busy right now, I couldn't possibly talk to you right now, I've got these things I've got. And it's this battle between his 5D self in comparison to the 3D self. But in the 3D, he feels like this, because it's all about the money, all about the dum dum da 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 da. I don't think it's funny. Bottom of the deck. Repose. So it's the Four of Swords energy. It's this, I don't know how to get through this, right? Divine feminine, if you could have a look right now, that would be it, right? She's like, I'm not fucking around. Right? This is supposed to be for the divine masculine, but I feel like, look, she's coming in. Listen here, fucker. She's in the ego when she says that, right? Listen here, bucko. Listen here, buddy. If you haven't got time for me, I'm going to put that back up over onto my shoulder. I love it. You can't make this up. That's the look of the divine feminine right now. If you're not going to come correct in the 3D, right? I'm sick of the 5D, sick of the 5, look at her. I'm sick of the 5D. Come to me in the matrix. Look how pretty I am. Look how amazing I am. What are you doing? So when he comes in sporadically and says, oh, I've had so much on and I've been so busy and I've been doing this thing for my mum and my sisters, aunties, cousins, brothers, friends, and she's kind of like, you know what? IDGAF, right? Which is totally in her ego, but she's been in that warm space, that vulnerable space, that I'm going to let you in. I'm having a bad hair day, just if anyone cares. I'm just letting you know, FYI, I'm having a bad hair day. It's still wet from my shower. Had a late shower today. Divine feminine has to do herself right now. She has to, because there is no real emotional support coming from the masculine. and what she wants him to be and what he's being are two separate things right now. So she's trying to find her own happiness here. And if she's married to someone else or in a partnership with someone else, or there's a potential with someone else, she's saying, you know what? It's actually not so bad over here. Not so bad over here. Because it's really been a shit fight with the divine masculine. Excuse my French today. Right? It's like cuckoo, cuckoo, time's up, divine masculine. You're taking a really super long time. And for many divine feminines, there are other suitors, right? That's an old-fashioned word. So if you're not into that word, you know, there are other men, take gender how it resonates, but there are other potential possibilities that have the ability to unlock her heart. Okay, I used to often sing, you know, open your heart to me, baby, I'll show you love and you. No. Hang on. Open your heart to me, baby, I'll give you love and you turn the key. I don't know, maybe correct me in the comments, but one is such a lonely number. So she's used to being on her own. She's used to doing the whole self-care thing. Don't we love that word, self-care, right? Self-care. Divine Feminine's had enough, right? She's like, you know what? You either want me or you don't. If you don't want me, I'm going elsewhere. I'm going to find fruits somewhere else. And for many of you, it's been years and years and years. You've had to work through childhood trauma. You've had to work through nurturing your inner child. You've had to work through all of these things. Maybe you've been needy like a child. That quite often happens if you've got abandonment wounding. So he's being very sporadic. You know, on one hand, he might come in and go, I did this amazing thing with my family and my job is fantastic and I made $10 million, right? And then he'll be like, and then you won't hear from him. And then it'll be like a banjo, dunk, 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 you know, really boring. You know, that really dunk, 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 boring thing. So he's either really #amazing or really boring. Now, as I was pulling the cards out here, what a sporadic reading. As I was pulling the cards out, these ones came from another deck. And I don't know why, but for some reason they're here. And they have a message to tell us, right? You know, this isn't the treasure trove of wonderment that the divine feminine thought it would be, right? He's showing up as a page, right? She feels like it's a game. This is really the feminine speaking. And her heart, right, when he comes in, it feels like her heart is flourishing. It feels like she's being supported. It feels like, you know, oh my gosh, I'm getting that amazing feeling, right? But then she realizes that it's her own self that's making her feel good, because it's her perception of the divine masculine that's, you know, when he says those nice words, or when he talks to her and she goes, oh, he loves me. But it's her perception of that, because there's no action coming through. So she's had to be really temperate. She'd had to be really, I don't know what another word for temperate is. Patient, right? Holding space, holding space, holding space, holding space. Will he come in? Won't he come in? Will he come in? Won't he come in? Will he come in? Won't he come in? And then she goes, you know what? I have to water my own garden, right? If the divine feminine was a garden, we go back to this beautiful picture here. She waters her own heart right now. because he's not making her feel safe in this space. So then it crosses to the divine masculine. He says, you know what? If I'm not good enough for you, I'm not doing all that stuff that you want, leave. He may not have said it in the 3D matrix. He may have said it in the 5D. I told you I'm having a bad hair day. I've got hair everywhere today. Wow. Right? But he's cutting her. Right? Because he's not feeling great, his energy cuts her. And we have the lovers in reverse. You know, could have been so beautiful, could have been so right. You could have been my lover. I'm American all of a sudden. Every day of my life could have been so beautiful. It's easier to do it in an American accent. Could have been so right. How can you know what could have been? Get the banjo, dung, 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 on a cold, dung, dung, lonely night. No, no. Trisha Yearwood, eat your heart out. Right? She's just had enough. Enough. You can't water my garden and then take it away and then water my garden and take it away and water my garden and take it away and do it for years and years and years and years. So she says, you know what, I'm looking elsewhere for my sanity. Kind of a crazy reading, because the divine feminine's, you know, like if I could do this with my hair, you know, this is how the divine feminine, let's take them off for a minute. Divine feminine's been through it, right? If she was a cave woman, he's dragged her through. He's dragged her through the mud multiple times. And she says, you know what, I got to go elsewhere and find this for right now. While you're being silly, don't try and hold my hand and then take your hand away. You either hold my hand and keep holding my hand, continually holding my hand. Right now, she says, you know, I've got this up now. I got this wall up. I don't want to get hurt. Right? There's too many secrets, too many mysteries with the moon here. And she wants to say, you know, with her banjo, because she's got the banjo now. She's taken the piss a little bit. She's like, dung, 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 dung. Take a look at yourself in the mirror. You're being crazy. You're being mean. And he's like, WTF is she doing? She's giving me boundaries? She's giving me boundaries. Me, the king. Right? Showing up like a page, but when it suits him, being the king. You know, what do you mean, boundaries? What do you mean? So there's this brokenness. Look at the band-aids on the flowers. I'm so glad these cards came out today. The band-aids on the flowers. He's hurting, she's hurting, everyone's hurting. And the divine feminine can see the little show that he's putting on. You love me, but you're too busy. You love me, but your wife is more important. You love me, but that job you have is, you know, keeping you from texting me, right? You love me, but you love me, but you love me, but. That's what he's doing. So then there's pain for the feminine, and there's also this logic that's coming from her. I mean, sure, she has her days where she feels sad. This is what the feminine says to the masculine. I keep myself busy with the things I do, but every time I pause, I still think of you. And she does that because she's kind. Right? He probably doesn't deserve it. And most of you feminines know that he doesn't deserve it. She says, I acted like it wasn't a big deal, the way you treated me, divine masculine, but when it really was breaking my heart. Right? Don't go breaking my heart, she says. And he goes, I won't go breaking your heart. But he does. He does over and over again. Right? And then he says, when I first met you, I honestly didn't know you were going to be this important to me. And then he says, I can't stop thinking about you. You are on my mind 24/7. I got my mind set on you. I got my mind set on you. Why? Because she turned away. She turned around. She started focusing. Dun, 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 dun. I'm focusing on myself. I'm focusing on myself. She has to. She's been through the crazy, right? This is why I'm acting all crazy today. I'm not an Instagram model, just FYI. I'm a little bit cray-cray. But the thing is, you're getting the message, right? She's had to get her own banjo and dun 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 dun. I have to play my own damn song, right? Don't know why Americans coming through. Maybe for some of you, your twin flame is American. I'm not sure, but America is coming through big. Right, so then he tries to talk and says, you mean more to me than you know. And she goes, you know what? I call bullshit. I call bullshit on you, divine masculine, because when I set my boundaries to you, you either ignored them or you pushed me away more. And he says, but I'm thinking about you right now. And I wish I was kissing you instead of missing you. And when I look into your eyes, wow, wait for this one. When I look into your eyes, I know I've found the mirror of my own soul. So he knows what this is. He maybe hasn't researched the hashtag twin flames thing, but he knows that there's something very special between you, and he knows that you've, in his mind, you're just acting a bit weird. Like, we've got, she gave me boundaries, and then, I told her all about this amazing stuff I'm doing, and then she kind of like didn't seem that interested, and, what's up with that? So then she says, I don't care how complicated this gets, I still want you. Then there needs to be a dot, 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 but you need to come correct. In the 3D matrix, you need to come correct, because I can't stand all this cuckoo-ness, right? This crazy weirdness that you're giving me. One minute you love me, the next minute you're just my friend, then you don't text me for a month, and then you do, and then it's all about you, and then, I want consistency, she says. Right? I want to stick together. Birds of a feather flock together, right? And she gets her banjo out. Birds of a feather flock together. Dung, 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 dung. Right? I don't know. Does someone have an American twin flame? This is crazy. All I'm getting is a dung, 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 dung. Like the really weird kind of music. So she's like, birds of a feather flock together. If you're not going to flock with me, I'm going to flap my little wings out of here, right? Because you're crazy. I don't know a crazy song. So let's see what he wants to say now that we're calling him out for being inconsistent. Ooh, that's a big word, divine masculine. Inconsistent. Maybe you might spell it for him, divine feminine. She's not trying to be a bitch, but she's trying to say, well, you say you're busy at work, I'm also busy at work. You say you're doing this thing, I'm also doing this thing, People make time for what they want to make time for. And if you don't have time for me, it's fine. I'll do my own thing. And of course she says she's fine, but she's not really fine. So he's thinking about coming towards you with the Chariot, but look at her eyes. She's like, kind of busy right now. I love it. It's like the dumbest look you could possibly have. And, you know, she's giving it to him on purpose. Like, you want to talk to me? Okay. Ah, really? You like me? she's like, she's like, come on, you're not bloody 5 years old, right? So then he's like, but I want you. I want you so bad. You're so sexy, divine feminine. I don't know what accent that is, but it's so sexy. Look at you. Oh my God. I need you in my life. Because she's turning back around, right? She's focused on herself. Then he says, I've got all these memories of you. These wonderful, wunderbar memories of you. Right? Looking like a mermaid with her seahorses, right? So he's kind of like, I see you now, because she turned herself around. And if you haven't turned yourself around, divine feminine. This is the turn yourself around. He's determined now, because, you know, he thinks, oh, she's a vixen. Look how sexy she is, not needing me. How could she not need me? I'm amazing. So he's in his ego at the moment, wanting the divine feminine to be flexible, flexibility here. And, you know, for all of those naughty divine feminines out there, you can take that how it resonates for you, because flexibility can mean one of a few things, right? Look at her face. Either you come correct or you stay away. Look at her. She's patrolling her boundary. Look at her. She's patrolling the boundary, do 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 do. She can hear the trumpets. Can you hear the trumpets, Fernando? La 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 la. Right? What she really wants to sing is, Mamma Mia, here I go again. Mama, how can you resist me? I think all divine feminines today need to, like, have a really weird bad hair day and do some dancing on the spot to their favorite music and get all this emotion out, because I can feel it inside of you. You need to get it out. If you're angry with your divine masculine, if you're pissed off with him, if you're madly, deeply in love with him, get it all out, because he has been giving you some mental fuckery. Excuse my language. That is, I'm channeling I'm channeling the divine feminine and how they feel right now. I don't usually swear, but when I do, it's because I need to, right? So, you know, mental fuckery happening right now. Divine masculine not showing up in the 3D matrix. And she's like, well, I'm going to go elsewhere. Going to do the thing I need to do. Going to talk to someone else. There she is. I love, this is one of my favorite cards, right? She's in her little abyss. Look at her there. And he's like, divine feminine, where are you? There he is, here, right? And she's like, dude, you know where I am. You're just taking the piss right now, and you've got to stop it. Just stop it. She wants to slap him, you know? Stop it. Whew. Wow. Okay. So I am going to leave it here. I'm going to get one last message from the masculine for a love message, right? Of course, he says, right? Even with the crazy hair, he says, your beautiful face is always on my mind. And of course, the divine feminine's covering her face right now, because she's like, well, dude, if it was always on your mind, you'd be talking to me consistently. You'd be showing up like I was the most important thing in your life, right? Yes, he would. Whew. Okay, so I am going to tell you that what today is Saturday. I'm going to post either 2 or 3 times a week. I'm hoping to post on a Wednesday and Saturday for sure, and then extra if I need to. Remember, I've now got my Instagram at 444 readings. Okay, that's my Instagram, and I've got a lovely friend helping me with that because I'm I'm totally socially media despondent. I don't really know what I'm doing with that stuff. So big shout out to her. Thank you, Jen, for helping me out. I really appreciate it. What else? Stay in your lane, Divine Feminine. Stay in your lane. If you need to get a counseling with me or a reading with me, please contact me via my email. I'm really looking forward to the coming year. It's going to be very interesting for twin flames. You must have boundaries, and if you don't know what that means, maybe you could do a session with me so I can explain it to you, because everyone's situation is going to be slightly different depending on, you know, who your divine masculine is and what he does and how, take gender, how it resonates, you know, how they're behaving. But there is a bit of a formula to this. Okay, so thank you very much for joining me. We'll sing Joyful Joyful before we go, and then I'm going to go and have some lunch because I'm starving as always. All right, are we ready? We haven't done it for a while. I don't know, is it 4 or 5 months? It's been a long time. Alrighty, can we remember the words? I hope so. Whew, gotta help me out. Joyful, joyful Lord, we adore you. God of glory, God of light. Hearts unfold like flowers before him. By the way, what have you done for him lately? Ooh, yeah. Remember to help others. What have you done for him lately? But help yourself too. Ooh, yeah. Ready? Come and join the chorus, the mighty, mighty chorus. Give yourself some love today. Joyful, joyful Lord, we adore you. God of glory, God of light. Hearts unfold like flowers before him. Make sure you have a crazy dance. All right, Divine Feminine, you're not crazy. You're not crazy. He's been showing up real weird. Remember that. I love you, love you, love you. If you need me, get in contact with me via my email address. Yeah, I love you all so much. Thank you for sticking with me and not unsubscribing. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. If you haven't liked or shared, do that if you can. Anything to help the algorithm of the channel, that'd be awesome. I love you, love you, love you, and I'll talk to you real soon. Bye, everyone. Bye.